dealing with the powerful mind. We confronted the enemy. The enemy is within. The enemy is the mind. The wicked mind is the repository of so many unclean things due to past association with the material energy in an unclean mood of independent enjoyment, pious and impious index. Very strong. So, Bhakti-Vinod's song, this is in the Daini section. He's appealing to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who we heard from the first song, from the introductory song, has come to teach the way of Sharanagati. He has some understanding of the way of Sharanagati, but he understands the obstacle is his mind, even with understanding what the way of Sharanagati is. The kindness of Nanda Kumar, who he was appealing to in the introductory song, kindly has sent a spiritual master, pure elevated devotee, to rescue him next and teach about Lord Chaitanya. Here's our founder Acharya in the Jaladuta, or a boat, to take us across the ocean of material existence. He saw me, so fallen and wretched, took pity, and came to me saying, "Oh, humbled soul, please listen to this good tidings, for it will gladden your heart." So the Dina Jana, Dina, fallen, unfortunate, oh unfortunate soul, here's some good news. There's this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that can relieve you from this wicked mind circumstance of your life. Next. Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in the land of Navadvip in order to deliver you. He has safely conducted many miserable souls, such as you, across the sea of worldly existence. There's a very beautiful prayer in chapter 3 of Canto 10, Prayers of the Demigods to Krishna within the womb. And one of those prayers to Krishna says, you not only appear, but you appear and give your association through your intimate devotees, and those intimate devotees are very kind. When they go with you to the spiritual world, they leave behind the means to cross the ocean of material existence. They leave a boat to cross the ocean of material existence. That's what Prabhupada did. He left the boat of Krishna consciousness, the process of hearing and chanting, his transcendental literature, access to Lord Chaitanya, including through the songs of Bhakti-Vinod Thakur, which Prabhupada regularly cited and sang and encouraged us to also become familiar with. To fulfill the promise of the Vedas, the son of a Brahmana of golden complexion and bearing the name of Mahaprabhu descended, along with his brother, Sange Bhai Avaduta, Lord Nityananda, very Avaduta-like personality. Although of Brahmin birth, his behavior was whatever he wanted to do, like Avadutas will do. Together they have overwhelmed all of Nadia with divine ecstasy. They storehouse of love of God, and as they distributed the storehouse of love of God in Navadvip, it became a flood. The storehouse of love of God increased and increased and increased and flooded all over the land by their mercy. And then across the sea into other lands by their mercy. Next. Sri Chaitanya Gosai, who is Krishna himself, the son of Nanda, has saved the world by freely distributing the gift of his own holy name. Go to him also and receive your deliverance. Yes? Hearing those words, O Lord, Bhakti Vinod has come, Kandi Kandi, weeping and weeping, to the soles of your lotus feet and tells the story of his life. So we're going to hear the story of his life shortly. That's it. So Amar Jivan is Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his own poetic way describing his life. And we can describe our life, and if we're realistic, it's a life of expectation that, in his case, he was an aristocratic person that achieved many jewel-like attainments, worldly. But he neglected the well-being of his own real interest. And now he's, at the end, he's saying, here I am, an old man. And it's too late. I've wasted my life in getting these worldly attainments. The real mission of life is gone. One of the primary messages that I share with college students, again and again, in different ways, depending upon the circumstance and the person, don't make that mistake. Don't be the end of the conveyor belt of life, and life has just slipped through your hands, and you still don't know what the goal of life is, and who you really are, and what the ultimate mission of life is. Don't make that mistake. Now, here it's mostly adults, and some percentage of your way through your life. Don't make that mistake. It doesn't mean you have to stop everything, but make sure you become clear what the life's mission is. So we're going to hear just the translations of this. Amar Jivan Sada Papi Rata. My life is ever given to sin. In it there is not a particle of good. I have caused others great anxiety and have troubled all souls. For the sake of my own enjoyment, I have never hesitated to perform sinful acts. Devoid of all compassion, I am concerned only with my selfish interest, perpetually speaking lies. I become dejected upon seeing others happy, whereas the misery of others is a source of great delight for me. There are limitless material desires within the core of my heart. I am wrathful, fond of exhibiting arrogance, intoxicated by vanity, bewildered by worldly affairs. I wear the cherished ornaments of envy and egotism. Ruined by laziness and sleep, I resist all pious deeds, yet I am very enthusiastic to perform wicked acts. For the sake of worldly fame and reputation, I engage in the practice of deceitfulness. I am victimized by my own greed, being always lustful. A vile, wicked man such as this, rejected by godly people, is a constant offender, devoid of all good works, forever inclined toward evil, he is worn out and wasted by various miseries. Now, in old age, deprived of all means of relief, is humble and poor. Bhaktivinoda submits his tale of grief at the feet of the Supreme Lord. Dukkha Nivedana. Now, we probably wouldn't say all those things about ourselves. Maybe some of them. But humility doesn't require self-deprecation. Humility requires understanding the shortcomings. I'll share this again from this recent visit. I spent some number of days in the Chicago suburbs. And just by association and the process of hearing and kirtan and so forth, I noticed devotees were forthcoming, even in the public forum, of describing their struggles, their shortcomings, particularly, I mentioned this a moment ago, but with the mind. You know, we consider our circumstance, we make a commitment. It's part of unsteadiness in bhakti. We make a commitment to do something that's going to be beneficial for us. We consider it from all angles, and we say, I'm going to do this. And after some time, we're not doing this. Or something that's detrimental. This is part of surrender. And we, from various points of view, this is best if I don't have this in my day-to-day life in my heart. And then we find ourselves doing it. The mind is very strong. We don't have to say yes to the mind, we can say yes to Krishna. And say yes to Krishna means saying no to those things that take us away from Krishna. But the mind carries us again and again, and again and again, and again and again. The chariot, Manoratina. Manorata, the chariot of the mind. The soul is carried like that. The subtle body carries the soul. And then the gross body does what's within the subtle body. And it's mainly the mind, because the intelligence then becomes the servant, the servitor of the desires of the mind. Here's how it works. The senses see something, or perceive something. I want. And that desire goes to the mind. The mind says, intelligence, please come here. Yes, sir. What is it? I'd like, or I don't like. Can you take care of that for me? Sure. I know just how to do it. I may have to take some extra courses, but I'll figure out how to do it. And then I'll take care of it. And then the intelligence gets prepared and serves the dictates of the mind. The soul is going along the ride. It's program is the senses enjoying objects or not liking objects, and it keeps changing due to guna and karma. We just get senses, indriyas, and the field of the material energy is what it is. It's property. And so like and dislike, and then the repository of the mind, conceptions of life and desire, accepting and rejecting. And it's not guided by descending karma. If it's guided by descending dharma, we discussed this yesterday, it leads to elevation. But the message of the Sharanagati is beyond elevation. is difficult to curb the mind, that is essential to curb the mind. And so, Sharanagati, this first section of humility, is recognizing, help. I understand that's not wholesome. I understand what's good for me. I'm trying, but I can't do this on my own. I need your help. So then, the spiritual master of the line of disciplic succession, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, and ultimately Nanda Kumar, Krishna himself. Then this paves the way for the next section of verses, the dedication of self. That's what I'm going to be covering next. Dedication of self to Krishna, Atma-Nivedana. And a whole section of songs covering that subject. It's all part of surrender. You won't get the Atma-Nivedana without the daimya. And then the other ones also, you won't get those without the Atma-Nivedana and without the daimya. Something mixed, not satisfying, not pleasing to the heart. Not pleasing to Krishna, not our original shelter. So that's a series of gates, a series of